I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
You're damn right it does, Bill. Welcome in. It's the Daily Puck Drop, Friday, December 6th, broadcasting live from the Limbach Lumber Studios. Friends, family, listeners, viewers, you know Limbach Lumber Studios are going to take care of you. Contractors, they got free deliveries, everything from whole house packages to homeowner DIY projects. You're talking to two guys listening, watching two guys that love to do it-yourself projects in Gemini. They've got the, again, the largest stock moldings in the Northwest, old school service. They've been doing it since 1930. Jim remembers those days. You can give Limbach Lumber a call, 206-782-3487, or visit them online at limbachlumber.com. Join the social media channels as well. The go-to guy at Cougs Go. There, me, Puck Sports on X and Instagram and Blue Sky. Oh, people want you to sign up on Blue Sky, Jim, so you got to go do that. Also, Puck_sports on TikTok. Facebook is also Puck Sports. And again, please sign up and join Puck's Posse community. You can click on the QR code that's on your screen if you're streaming it on YouTube and X, or just go to pucksports.com. Top banner, you'll see the link there. Full access to all the content. Don't miss a thing. Become a full member. Members, as always, get full VIP access and content. So again, if you want full access, become a Puck's Posse community member. And again, that QR link will take you right there. Or you can also just search on patreon.com, pucksports.com. Jim, his visits on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are brought to you by the wonderful, the one and only
BrightOwlLighting.com. They'll put Christmas lights up at your residence, your home, your business, and this is a last chance offer. You can get a free estimate. Give Brian Turner a call at 360-675-2034, or you can visit BrightOwlLighting.com. Full service design. They'll install them. They'll save them for next year. If you have a problem, they'll take care of it. So don't mess with the ladders. Just give them a call. Have them come out. And Puck, I think he's coming out to your place, what, this weekend maybe?
2 hours away is Brian Turner from setting up the Puck Sports house lights.
You think? I mean, he's coming to Ballard.
I know he is.
2.5 to 3 hours, maybe.
Well, is that getting off the freeway? 2 hours? Probably.
I think so. Yeah, I think it is. Unless you're Jason Puckett, though, this service is only available in Island, Skagit, Whatcom, and Snohomish counties.
You don't have to add that in every time.
Well, why not?
Because
he's not doing anybody else in King County.
Well, it's like more advertising. It's like more advertising for the services.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything in mind? Like when Brian gets there, are you going to just say, hey, Brian, do your thing, or what?
I'm going to tell Brian, you do what you want. Whatever you think is the best.
Do you have a color preference?
Jim, I don't see color.
I know you don't. I know you want to hear. Okay, so Christmas lights. I love Christmas lights. Like
we're going with the white.
Oh no, you can't go with white.
I was
just gonna rip on white lights. It seems like there's an overabundance of people just going with white on their eaves now.
I live in Ballard. It has to be white.
Let's change it up a little bit. Like here in Bend, everybody. Well. Okay, I'm going to set you up here with a hanging.
Here in Bend, it's all white lights.
Yeah,
kidding, it's white lights because there's nothing but white people that live there.
There's too much white here. I mean, even at Christmas time, I was walking around last night. We walked up to this restaurant, what we call Washington. I was walking through the neighborhood. Everybody has the white lights on their eaves, you know. And then one guy had red and white, and I'm like, going, that's cool. What happened to like red, green, yellow, blue, orange?
It's a segregated Christmas lighting community.
Don't you get tired of just seeing white though? I mean, it's classy. It looks good. It looks better than not having lights at all. But everywhere I look down here, it's white.
Okay, I said I preferred the. I don't even know what to say now. I wanted the mixed colored lights. God, that sounds bad. I like the colored lights. That doesn't come out great, does it? No. I like the multiple color lights.
Yeah, that works.
So I left it up to the CEO. I said, "What do you want?" She was like, "I like the white lights." So whatever, we went with white.
You gonna stand out there and watch Brian like hanging off the ladder and stuff?
And then with like a cup of coffee, observing. Little to the left, Brian. No, little to the No, he's got to be there noon. So I'll finish up here, then I'll go out there and we'll go say hi to him, and then I'll observe. Hey, look! Can I just the chat is open, is always open. By the way, you can chat via YouTube or also on X. Look who was the first one in today.
Hey.
Huh? How about
Donald
that?
Watts.
Donald Watts. First one in today.
Hey, Coach, we got to beat Boise State tomorrow.
Hey.
When I say we, I mean the Cougs, and you know that.
Yeah.
I love that he's converted because of his kid over there, and he goes to all the games.
Once Isaiah's gone, he'll convert right back. We all know it.
And Donald, one more thing. Can you give my best to your dad? God, I love your dad.
How about Isaiah? He carried the team, Donald, last game. Carried the team.
Yeah. Isaiah was hot. He was really hot. It's good to see. We needed that, too. That was a great win there at Nevada.
That was a quad one win, Jim. Did you know? At the end of the year when we talk about quad one wins. What's up? Yeah, Donald. What's up, buddy? Good for you to check in, man. God. Good to
Hey, Donald, I remember I remember you guys didn't win, but boy, did you bring it your final game there against Wally Zerbiak down there at the Superdome. I remember that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Good to see you, Donald. Yeah, big game. When is the Boise game? Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, 1:00.
Yeah, they've had a few days off. 1:00's a weird start time.
Yeah.
When do we play?
I'm kind of torn though, Puck, because there's a Christmas parade down here in Bend at noon. Whether to hang out with all the white people or sit at home and watch the Cougs.
Well, yeah, it's a good call. I don't know. Hey, that's a great idea.
I'm watching the Cougs.
It's a great idea, Phil. You should get Donald on the show as a Coug basketball contributor. And Donald, I've already talked to Donald when I saw him at the one of the football games, the Utah State game. I wanted to bring him on to do some college basketball during the season. We'll bring him on. He's going to come on. He's going to come on during the season, do some not just Cougs, all overall college basketball, and we'll get him on during the tournament. Yeah.
Okay, you don't care about Coug basketball as much as I do, though. Guy, You shut me down during that Old Crimson podcast the other day.
Because it was about football, not
no,
about
it isn't. It's Old Crimson.
Team.
Old Crimson.
It was, Jim, that episode this week of Old Crimson, which is out, was a wrap-up show for the football season.
I know, but I wanted an injury update on Cedric Coward from Jamie Vinnick.
He doesn't know anything.
We could have snuck that in for 30 seconds.
No, he doesn't know anything.
I'm trying to bet on these games. Come on, I want to know if Coward's playing or not.
Then why don't you just text him separately and ask him?
Well, I could do that, but I thought it was of greater interest to people who are actually follow the Cougar basketball team a little closer than you do.
Yeah. I got this guy in this chat that is so angry at me. This copper, what is that? Copper firm. Take that Kraken hat off.
Why? Because we never talk about him.
Yeah, because he yells at me and every day during the chat to talk Kraken. I can wear Copper. I can do whatever I want. F you. And I can wear.
Why would you say F you to someone who's tuning in and listening?
Well, because he's going to continue to do it.
And he might be a Puck's Posse member, too.
No, he won't do it until I talk Kraken hockey.
Am I eligible for that $100 gift certificate?
You are
because
not.
I anteed up the other day.
You are not.
Why?
You're not eligible because you're not you're on the show. You're not eligible to win.
I paid $54.
I'll give you a separate one if you want one, you hobo. Yeah, so Copper wants me.
I paid the money.
Hey, yeah. You know what? Actually, Dan's right. You know what, Dan? You are right. With Copper, we're gonna do something to Copper. We haven't done this in a while. Hold on, give me 1 second.
You looking for the barge button?
Yeah. Hey, Copper. See you, buddy. You're on the barge. I know it's a shipping container.
No, I know. That doesn't look like a barge.
But it's still a barge sound. Okay? I told this guy a million times. I got nothing against the Kraken. I like the Kraken. Okay? I love the hat. The logo, it's great. I'm not going to sit here, come on, and talk Kraken hockey. Not because I dislike it. It would be disingenuous. There's other places.
Is that a nice way of saying you wouldn't know what you were talking about?
Probably. There's other places that you can go, and I would encourage you, go check in with our buddy Ian Furness. He does a Kraken segment every single day.
Hey, have you seen, okay, this is going to be inappropriate, but, I'm retired.
It's just
and
not hold on. It's just not my cup of tea. That's okay. The Sounders aren't my cup of tea. I don't sit there. We're not doing a Sounder segment.
Hey, they're having a hell of a road trip ever since they made that line change.
Okay, what were you going to say?
Well, it's inappropriate, but I'm no longer employed, and so I can't get fired by anybody.
Let's not be about this former station. Can we not rip it?
About what?
Is this going to be about KJR?
No, but it's still inappropriate. What
is it going to be
here? I mean, commenting on a woman's appearance.
Okay, no.
Don't do it?
No. Is it on TV?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We're good.
No. Okay.
Don't do it.
All right. Save me from myself, Puck.
Yeah,
I don't think you know.
for.
I don't think you know where I'm going, but
yeah.
You think you do? I deleted that tweet, by the way.
You tweeted something out about it?
I tweeted something out about Claire Anderson, and then I was scolded by a couple of tweeters.
Oh.
And I looked at their tweets and I thought, yeah, that wasn't cool, Jim, and so I deleted it.
Okay, well, good for you.
Yeah.
Bill says, is it possible to get Furness on your show? Bill, I would say if he here, I'll do a Kraken segment. If Ian wants to come on, then we'll do a Kraken segment. If Benton wants to come on, we'll do a Kraken segment.
Well, I was just going to suggest.
But I'm going to tell you, the odds of that happening are slim to fucking slim none.
Negative. No, I think what you should do, though, just for the heck of it, is call Mike Benton and say, hey, God, I see the Kraken are hot on the road, and we thought it'd be kind of good for pucksports.com to have a Kraken segment.
Okay, I'll do it.
Any chance you could come on? And then just play it real serious.
And just to see, hey, there's a chance that you can come on, and what do you think? All right, I'll do it.
Hey, you want to just throw your dream job away and come on my podcast?
What do you think he would, if he went to management? Hey, the guys over there, they asked me to come on. What do you think?
You know what? And I know Mike loves us. He's never said this to me, but I bet you he thinks they fucked up by getting rid of us.
Jeff says, are they not allowed or not interested? Jeff, they're not allowed. They're not allowed to come on.
No, that would be closed door meeting followed by a suspension followed by a dismissal, probably.
Yeah. Get Eddie. Oh, you know what? Here's the thing. For Copper, I'll do it for you. Eddie O. I do like Eddie Olczyk. We'll throw Eddie Olczyk on. I'm not going to promise a weekly thing, though. Again.
Well, we don't know what we're talking about with hockey.
That's true. And I'm you know what? Here's the thing. I'm secure enough to just acknowledge it. It's just, not my thing.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No. And then, I know I set myself
it's
up
no one's
there.
thing over there, by the way, except for one host. So let's just, and the one host in town. That's it. It's his thing, and he's great at it. So why would,
Yeah. I set myself up with that comment, though, I don't know anything about hockey. And it's like, well, shit, more. You don't know anything about football or baseball either, and you talk about that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true, though. That's a fair point.
Yeah, I guess so.
Don't you think?
Fair enough. You see Stephen A. Smith? You see that contract negotiation he's in?
I have not.
They're going to pay him $120 million over 6 years.
$120 million over 6 years?
Yeah.
Sweet Maria. God damn.
What are you making these days?
God.
$120 million over 6 years? So the only thing I can think of is that we need to yell more. And just say stupid, even dumber shit than I already say.
God almighty. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
How much?
Yeah, 120 over 6. I read the New York Post story this morning.
Oh, good for him. Jesus.
He's got Cam Newton on the show on Fridays now.
Yeah, I don't like that. I do.
I like Cam. I think that's kind of fun.
I do. Smith and Mad Dog are funny together, but I don't. The Cam Newton, I'm not into.
He looks great though. He's always got the hats and the wild colors.
He looks fabulous. He looks fabulous, by the way. All right, we got the Seahawks Cardinals. We got M's off season. Lofa's going to join us in about 5 minutes. Our Friday visit with Lofa Tatupu, Seahawks, a great linebacker. We'll get caught up on what he thinks of where the Seahawks are at right now, 7-5. Also, looking ahead, Ernest Jones. Want to talk about that? The Ryan Grubb heat. It's crazy how much heat has been on Ryan Grubb this week. Egan joins us at 11 o'clock, and we wrap up every week there with Hey, What the Puck coming up at 11:30. What was I going to say? How about that game last night? What a great Thursday night game.
That was a great game.
God, it was great. I didn't get to watch. We went out to a birthday dinner. Thank you for telling everyone it was my birthday yesterday. I appreciate that. That was
you're welcome.
Wonderful.
Why you always downplay that?
I don't downplay it. I just think it's annoying when people promote that it's their birthday. Hey, I made it another year on Instagram or social media, and you know who those people are. That's a thing like Benton does. Made it another year, happy and blessed. I love Benton, but you know that's him. Yeah. I just don't like promoting it. Do you go on social media and promote your birthday?
At my age, no.
No, but I mean, just did you ever do it? I just don't.
No, I've never really. Yeah, I don't like when the focus is on me. Spotlight stuff. Yeah, I never. No, I like giving you a hard time about that. And the only reason I found out is because Jamie Vinnick, a Coug fan, it was his birthday yesterday too.
It was.
And then you told him that
I
you shared
did
a
say
birthday
that in
with
our
him.
private text. Hey, we share a birthday. So I guess I did kind of promote it there, but that was
that was just a text thread with Sorensen and Jamie and me. So.
Yeah, where we're yelling and screaming.
So the birthday
about
dinner was good though.
Yeah, we'll go to my favorite place. It's Delancey. It's a pizza restaurant in Ballard. It's just phenomenal, just phenomenal. So we went there, had the great the dessert, with the big ass cookie and the cast iron skillet with the ice cream on it.
Oh yeah, like the
so
Bouzouki or whatever they call them at BJ McDougal's or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, Delancey was great. So I didn't get to see. I really just saw the highlights. I mean,
of course you had pizza and ice cream last night.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Did you have cake?
No.
No cake. Okay.
No cake.
All right.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to give you a hard time about that. It's your birthday, but I am going to ask you something. Your last year in your 40s, how do you feel about almost being 50? Because
that's crazy.
You haven't exactly grown up at all.
No, I've not grown up, and this has been the craziest year of my life. I was thinking about that a lot yesterday. We took the dogs for a good, nice long walk and thinking about all the changes that have happened in this past year, which has just been, personally, professionally, the craziest year I've ever been ever. So much change since I was 48 now to 49. So, but a lot to be thankful for, happy and thrilled, and couldn't be more excited where I'm at right now. But the last year of being in your 40s, yeah, it's crazy to think that next year you're 50. I mean, if you would have asked me when I was 24, 25, God, can you imagine when you're 50? I'm like, 50? I'll be in a home by 50.
Yeah.
Be in a walker. But my God, I mean, I feel like I'm 25 still.
No, I know that I look 67, but every day when I wake up, I just got the maturity level of a kid, Yeah. I just haven't. I think it's good in a lot of. I mean, I'm responsible enough, but no, 49, you wear it well, and I still applaud you for betting on yourself, man. You had a risk, you had a wild hair, and you took it. A lot of people want to do that. You've talked about that, and you actually did it, and I think outside looking in, that it's paying off for you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think there's a lot of people to thank here. What's happened, in the last year. I mean, you, all the guests, all the sponsors, all the listeners and viewers that have made this possible here in the last, God, I'm trying to think now. What are we, 8 months, almost 9 months that this is going on? But the number one person, and hopefully she can hear out there, is my wife. I mean, I couldn't have done this without her. Because it was literally, she was like, "Hey, you get a year. You get a year.
There's a time limit."
Oh, there was a time limit. Well, but it was a time limit that we both agreed to. We said we get a year to do this, and if it works, awesome. If it doesn't, pivot. But it's worked, and it's only getting better, and it's only growing, and it's going to continue to get better, and it's going to continue to be awesome. So, yeah. But
so she's happy with the progress. Are you saying that she doesn't, download and go to Spotify and YouTube and all that? She doesn't do that. She's not listening.
She does not listen. No.
Yeah.
She only listens because she can hear me screaming, because she's in the other room doing her work. But it all changes here in about a month because she has to go back to work. She works at AWS, so they're all going back to work on January 1st.
Oh, they are.
5 days a week. Oh yeah.
Oh, she has to leave the house?
She's got to leave the house. No more sweats and sweatshirts for her. All right, let's get it. You want to talk a little Seahawks?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, joins us every Friday at 10:20. It's a part of our brand new Seahawks coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best ever to do it for the Seattle Seahawks, Lofa Tatupu, who joins us every Friday now, courtesy of 1937 Farms, family-owned and operated craft cannabis farm tucked away in the foothills of western Washington, Snoqualmie Valley, 1937farms.com. You can also find them on Instagram and Savage Brewing. Lofa, how are you, sir?
Oh, good, fellas. How you doing?
Oh, just great. It's Friday. We're almost done with the week. It's perfect. Look at that. Look at the crystallized. Look at this wonderful website here, 1937farms.com. Quickly, hey, Lofa, give everybody just a little cliff notes of 1937 Farms, please.
Yeah, just quality craft cannabis grown by me and my brothers, Matt and Jeff McCoy, over in Duval, and we're currently expanding. We got award-winning flower, we got some concentrates, we got oils, we got vapes, we got, all the good stuff, and hopefully expanding to more SKUs and products as we, continue to grow and build.
Okay. And then also Savage Brewery. I mean, Savage Brewing, which I love, is all the names of the beers that you guys have. I mean, because you're part of this also with some former Seahawks players.
Yeah. So Savage Brewing with Will and Lake and Savage. They are actual savages. That's their last name. and I couldn't think of a better brand for beer, right? Like, how I found it was I just saw it on the tap. You saw the run-of-the-mill, the traditional everyday ones, and then you just saw Savage down one of the handles. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but that's me. And so I was like, give me one of those. And then shortly after that, we met. They launched a beer for me last year, which a lot of the proceeds went to charity for Parkinson's, a disease that, touched my family as well as theirs, unfortunately, and, just trying to give back any way we can. So, and then, just continue to the hype and momentum continue to build. And it's kind of just too easy to name the beers. Like you got Cam's Hazy, the way he hit, he left people in a haze. You got Walter Jones, who goes by Big Walt. We named his Big Malt Jones. And so, yeah, we'll see. Maybe there'll be more collaborations down the pipeline. We'll see. But it's been fun, and, it's been awesome.
If you made a beer for Hasselbeck, what would it be?
A Hasselbach. I would have to go,
Oh, yes, sir.
It's too easy, right? That's what I'm saying, right?
That's a good one.
Maybe a stout for Max Strong.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's fun. And then they're toying with an idea. They say it's IPA season coming up. And so he's got an Imperial, but actually it's an Imperial Stout, but it's like 10.2, which is a very heavy hitter. I was like, what are you going to sell them in 4-ounce cans? Like,
oh, Lord.
So I just thought, hey, well, if it's really double the beer and it's, 10.2, 5.1 times 2 is 10.2. You could go Lofa Tatupu brews.
I love it. That's wonderful.
Hey,
That's perfect.
Lofa, just on a serious note, I really appreciate what you're doing for Parkinson's. I've got a good friend who's dealing with that, and to see what he's going through every day, it's rough.
And it's brutal. And, my dad was diagnosed posthumously after his death. And so, Unfortunately, it's probably in the cards for me too, and but just want to shine any light we can on any. There'll be several organizations and foundations we give back to, because that's our greatest purpose in life. Doesn't matter how savage you are. Savage has got the most heart, and so that's our mission in life and our purpose in life. Do as much as you can while you're here for everybody, for the greater good, and that's how we live on forever, fellas.
That's great stuff. Hey, Bill wants to know details on the website. Where can you get your stuff, 1937 Farms? How would people find it in stores around where they're at?
So I think we're still in growth mode, and I appreciate you, Bill. But I think we have a store locator. If not, you could reach out to us on social media, on Instagram, and hopefully they get back to you, or I will just get on them and be like, hey, we got people that want to buy. So, but they're all in the I-502 recreational dispensaries. So that's the retail. And so Evergreen Market, they've got 5 locations around the greater Seattle area, and even over here like Renton, Bellevue, and then there's a couple of places up towards where we're at in Duval. But I'm hoping maybe one day it goes like the wine industry, and you can like go on site and consume. That'd be cool.
Why not? I mean, that would be perfect. You can do it for everything else. Why couldn't you do it for that? All right. At the end of it, before we get Lofa out of here, we'll predict our highest performer of the weekend. Now, just pick one this time, Lofa, not the entire team like you did last time. All right, just one.
Yes. Gotcha.
All right. Let's jump into it. Seahawks. They're 7-5. They'll play Arizona coming up this weekend down in Arizona. They've dominated the Cardinals here. Won 6 in a row. They've dominated them down there in Arizona. What do you make of that? Why have they had so much success playing that team in Arizona?
Well, that really dates back, if you're going, that's 3-4 years, right? So that dates back to kind of like head-to-head matchups, not just with the players and personnel, but also the coaches. So we talked about it last time, especially before like the San Fran game. It seemed like we had San Fran's number for 10 years, and it just so happens, Pete and the boys and John, they had Arizona's number for the last 3 years, and now Mikey Mack, man, he came in and he's took the torch and he's running with it. So there's just something sometimes in players' heads. Like when I got here, we couldn't get past the Rams, and but we turned that corner, and just sometimes it's a psychological thing, but I think right now we're just playing great ball, especially coming out of the bye. This was one of the teams that I had circled on, like, hey, we need to win this game, and right now it's even bigger than it was last time. So only been 2 weeks. How much change you'll see, I don't think too much, but how they do it, we really kept Tyler in the pocket, and I think if you do that and you stop James Conner, you must do those 2 things. You'll have a chance to win, because it's still hard to win in this game.
Hey, Lofa, I mean, we've all seen the defensive improvement, the linebacker changes, Leonard Williams playing out of his mind, and various components that are contributing to that. But what are you seeing? I mean, this team was not a good defense for so long, and now they're one of the best in the NFL. And so what do you attribute that to the most?
Just the chemistry and team ball. Like, just do your job, fellas. Like, I don't want to see you over in the flats if you got the hook. I don't want to see you deep half if you got the flats. It's just the little things and details. And so I don't know if we got simpler out of the bye, but I know that's been the turning point, and just like the turnovers, I said they were going to start to come. We're still I think we're -6 in turnover differentials, which is surprising to have a winning record. So we couple that with the penalties, so many things going wrong against us. It's incredible that we have a winning record. I still can't believe it, because those numbers usually dictate your record. And so to see that, the addition, right, of Ernest, and then the addition of T. Knight, just putting him into the lineup, them just doing their job, playing ball and attacking. I feel like Leonard's freed up to have one-on-one battles now, and that's why we're seeing the player that the Giants and the Jets have always paid, because he is that dude. If he gets a one-on-one, it's over. And so it's incredible what he's doing. Spoon's always showed up. Love's been in there. He had some monstrous hits. Rayshon Jenkins always said. Kobe Bryant. This is a kid that a couple of years ago I thought he was just body-wise and skill and instinct and then tenacity. He was better suited at safety. And wait till you see what this kid becomes, because he's just scratching the surface.
What do you Are you surprised by the play of Ernest Jones? You surprised how well he's been since coming over?
I'm surprised by that. I mean, he's got 50 tackles in 4 games, 55 or something like that. The quality of tackles, he integrated seamlessly, and in a position where you're doing all the communicating, he's just picked it up. But what I'm most surprised that the 2 other teams gave up on this kid. He won a Super Bowl with the Rams, had the captain catch. How do you not pay that guy? And then he goes to Tennessee, and I can't imagine he was the problem over there. And then you see what he's doing here, and the energy, the quality of tackle, though, in like 10 or 12 tackles, like you'll see 8 or 9 of them at or behind the line of scrimmage, and him fighting off at least 1 block, sometimes 2. He made a play against Breece Hall out in the flats for no gain. He fought off a guard, ran underneath the crack, like through that guy, and then ran right through Breece Hall. And I was like, yo, like, who couldn't use this guy on their team? Who wouldn't want this guy on their team?
Hey, what's it like in the locker room, Lofa, when the Seahawks make moves like they've made this year? I mean, I guess you could look at it 2 ways. One, it's like, damn, these guys are really trying to get things going here. But they got rid of a couple of linebackers. They gave the jobs to Jones and Knight. And then you just look at that. The returners, they dumped them this week after fumbling. I mean, does it motivate you to play better, or is it kind of like, God, these guys mean business? It seems like there'd be a gamut of emotions over that.
It is, and you have to understand it's a business first. And I think as long as you keep that in perspective, it's still tough because we're still human beings, and these are our brothers, right? We went through off season, went through camp, we've bled, sweat, cried together, and then they're just gone, and there's a new face in that locker, and you got to get to know them and get them up to speed. And so it's a tough ebb and flow of emotions, but you have to stay with the mindset that this is a business first, and we are in the business of not playing football games. We are in the business of winning football games. And I think coming out of the bye, everyone was put on notice when those moves got made. Olu in, Connor out, Connor retires. I didn't think he was healthy because he is a hell of a player. And then our linebackers are gone. We got 2 new ones. It's just so I wasn't surprised after, the fumbles that a change was made, but I didn't think cutting the guys would happen, but I thought maybe giving another guy an opportunity. So I thought maybe Kenny Mack might go back there, return some kicks. Trey Brown, who's a hell of a return specialist going back to his days in college. And then also Cody White, this kid, I mean, he got limited plays against the Rams. He blocked a kick, and then he made a couple of crucial grabs, and he's just tough. He's big, strong, and fast. That's a guy that I was like, yo, he needs more opportunities.
What do we think about the heat that's been turned up this week on Ryan Grubb? I know you've probably discussed it on your podcast as well.
Yeah. Well, specifically, what are they saying? Because I just like to address the questions that they have.
Well, it seems that there's some who just don't think he's going to be the guy. That at the end of the season you make a move at the offensive coordinator position because he's just not equipped to call plays in the NFL.
I don't see that as the case. I don't know who could call a great game when you can't run the ball. And so is that Grubb's fault? Is that the offensive line's coach's fault? We got 2 great running backs, and K9 and Sharps, right? And there's a lot of times I look up and there's just nowhere to run. And so, whether it's scheme or what, he does have a say in that. So I understand that gripe, but we've had probably we're 7-5, 12 games. We probably only had the same lineup once, in terms of interchanging pieces. It's not an excuse. It's just something I like to bring to everybody's attention when they complain about, oh, well, they're not doing this. They're not doing it. It's hard to get on the same page when you have a different guy next to you on the field and build that chemistry. Because a lot of it comes down to chemistry, especially on the offensive line. You're relying on so many different pieces in terms of communication and not even saying something you just give a look and the guy knows, okay, he's got to go up and I'm going to scoop around. So, but it's hard to look at your play sheet and be like, okay, what's the best 2nd and 25 call I got? Because all the penalties we've had, but we've done a great job since the bye. I think we've been averaging 5.5 penalties, which we were at 10 to 12. Before that. So those were the remarkable changes. And he's done a decent job of manufacturing run, calling screens that have been that middle screen that's been working a lot with JSN and Sharps. But obviously teams are catching on to it. So it's okay, now what do we do to adjust? But just got to get a little more creative. It's tough, but I feel like the boot with Gino, he's still got the leg. Like use the boot, which will open up that zone, that stretch play, and just keep guys off balance in the run game.
Yeah, I'm amused by it actually, especially a first year guy. He's never been an NFL coach, trying to get his feet wet, get adapted, adjust, all of those things. And I would think if he had a better offensive line, he'd probably be a better offensive coordinator too, wouldn't he?
Oh man, and like so like that
Yes.
goes into the fact that exactly, but that goes into the factor that like everybody with the Geno hate and like oh he's what will be doing. Geno's the 19th highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and he is a top 5 in every category. Yes, I understand the picks. He's got to stop throwing picks. He knows that, but you couple it and factor that he doesn't have a run game that's consistent. Okay, what other quarterback is going to do anything with that? Maybe Lamar and maybe Josh Allen. I don't even know if Patty Mahomes is going to do much without a run game. So it's tough. The criticism is probably a little misplaced or misguided, and we just keep winning, and hopefully the guys in that locker room and in that building can just keep the noise out because we're only getting more confidence, on defense. And there's an old saying, and maybe this is because I was a linebacker: defense wins championships. So that's what hopefully we hang our hat on.
What do you think with Nwosu coming back this week? What that now a defense that's been playing great in the last 3 or 4 weeks now adds just another element to it. What does he bring now to the Seahawks defense, Lofa?
Bringing another ass kicker in. I mean, yeah, I can't have enough of those guys. Like he is just a straight up dog, right? Emotional, physical, just tough. Like you need those guys and you want those guys in the lineup. I just hope he is ready to go because we need this guy down the stretch. And like I know every game is crucial right now, and you got to make it to the playoffs rather than say, oh, well, we need him during the playoffs. But this is the guy that he's a leader. He's and he's just nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year for the Hawks because that's how much he does off the field as well as on the field. But I hope he's ready to go because if we needed just to give him another week and bring him back for the Green Bay game, it's like I think we would have been better suited. But because he came back, I felt like he came back a little too early, and then he hurt the quad, right? And I've been there physically and mentality wise. He's been chomping at the bit to play, but it does give everybody a lift and a defense that's already surging. I can't wait to see it.
Hey, Lofa, last thing from me. I'm just curious for your thoughts on the USC football program. The once heralded USC Trojans. I mean, you still got the white horse down there and Conquest and all of that. But, boy, what in the hell has happened to your program? And what are you hearing as a USC alum about Lincoln Riley's future?
What's happening, I don't know. It's a combination of a lot of things. You go into the new conference where – they are monsters. I remember playing the Big Ten back 20 years ago. And I remember even though we beat the hell out of Michigan in the Rose Bowl, the next 2 days, my body felt like I did when I played in the NFL. Like, I can't even get out of bed. So you're going to have to recruit a different type of animal, like, different type of beast. And you got to go out to the Midwest and get some big, strong, just tough dudes. I'm not saying we don't have that in California, but we're not even winning California at this point. That was, what Pete Carroll's first initiative as a head coach was like, we have the talent, we have the toughness, we have to, locate these guys, find them, and we have to get them here and not let them go. Like for the last 3 or 4 years, maybe even 8 years, like the number one running back at Alabama has been from California. And it's just like, we can't get that guy. He grew up watching Reggie Bush highlights and Lindale White and all these great running backs we had. We're not running back you anymore. I think we've fallen in love with the past, but even when I had 2 Heisman Trophy quarterbacks and Troy and Matt Leinart, Carson and Matt Leinart, we ran the ball first to open up the run. And then we had those video game numbers in the air. And then as far as the future, you're tied to him for at least another year. If we let him go right now, I think it's $90 million is the buyout, and then next year it's another 75, even if we part with him then. So I don't see him going anywhere for the foreseeable future. This because we're not typically a school, even though we're a football school that has paid this kind of money to a head coach. Like Pete got this kind of contract back then, equivalency, because when he won 2 or 3 championships, right?
Right.
So I just I don't see him going anywhere. I've met Coach. I like Coach, and I was just I couldn't believe he couldn't score as many points as I've been seeing from him, because it's always been him not having a defense that has been detriment to his success towards the end of the season, and right now not being able to score as many was kind of confusing to me. So
well, they want him to take the Bears job. In a perfect world, they would like to see him leave and go to the NFL and take the Bears job and go work with Caleb Williams. Did you guys just go back real quick before we do our highest performer of the weekend? Did you see the stats, the analytics percentage here? If the Seahawks win, what they make the playoffs, it's 62%. That they make the playoffs if they win on Sunday. If they don't, it's 11%. I mean, this is like a damn near a must-win game for these guys coming up on Sunday.
Oh man, how often are those nerds right that crunch numbers? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, but hey, listen, it sounds smart to say, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Doesn't it make you feel smart?
It does, right? And yeah, you gotta rely on the data to an extent. But,
yeah.
I don't think. It's must win because it's divisional more importantly than it is anything. Because you win your division, you get in, right?
Yeah, and then what's on the horizon? I mean, you got 2 tough opponents coming into town right after that.
Yeah, but that's at home, and we don't look ahead, so we're heads down. We're go to Arizona, take care of business, and then come back and just get right into the next one. But yeah, it's always funny when they say that, and then the win probability, like during a game, and then something miraculous happens, like, and you just see it goes the other way.
yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, we got to take care of business. We got to get this win and just one step closer to locking up this division. Which,
as Coug fans, as Jim and I are Coug fans, Lofa, we don't look at win probability. It's not good. It's not good for your health to look at win probability, especially
we look at win impossibility.
How are we going to fuck it up probability? That's what we look at the end of the day. All right, let's predict your highest performer of the weekend, courtesy of 1937 Farms. Again, family-owned and operated craft cannabis farm tucked away in the foothills of Western Washington's Snoqualmie Valley, 1937farms.com. You can also follow them on Instagram, 1937 Farms. Lofa, who do you got? Highest performer of the weekend?
I'm going Spoon with a breakout game. He's been incredible to watch since he first set foot on the field, and he's been there. He's been close, tipping the pass that got intercepted a couple weeks ago, rushing after Kyler and forcing that throw to Kobe. And Spoon, I'm going to say 10 tackles, a sack, and an interception. I'm going to give him, he's going to get Defensive Player of the Week. This will be our 3rd week in a row having a Defensive Player of the Week.
Okay. Jimbo, what do you got? Highest performer of the weekend?
I'm going to go with Leonard Williams. I'm going to ride the hot horse.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, why wouldn't you go with Leonard Williams after what he's done the last 2 weeks?
I feel like he might get a little extra attention this week.
Yeah, okay.
That's true.
That's the only reason.
Leonard Williams, I like it. Well, I'm going to stick defense. And he had a good game last week, and it was kind of because he plays a position, I think, that doesn't get I don't know if it's a lot of pub. I mean, it should, but he played really strong. Byron Murphy played strong last week. He did. Maybe it doesn't show up on the stat line, but if you go back and watch the game, he was everywhere. I don't know. I say he has a breakout game against Arizona, even more of a breakout game. Maybe a couple sacks, maybe a forced fumble or something. Maybe a scoop and score, rumbling into the end zone. Give me Byron Murphy, my highest performer of the weekend. All right, Lofa Tatupu with us every Friday. Again, brought to you by 1937 Farms. Craft cannabis tucked away, and again in Snoqualmie Valley. Find them online, 1937farms.com. Also find them on Instagram. Also, Savage Brewing Company. Go check them out, Savage Brewing Company. They've got just beer everywhere. What a fabulous website they got. Look at this. They got a crafted in the Pacific Northwest. They got beer named out. They got a Cam Chancellor Hazy IPA. They've got the West Coast Pilsner Lofa Tatupu, the Big Malt Jones Lager, named after Walter Jones. So go check them out at savagebrewingcompany.com. All right, Lofa, appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you next week.
See you next Friday, fellas. Appreciate you.
Yeah. There he is, Lofa Tatupu. Again, 1937farms.com, the highest performer of the weekend.
Do you think any other show or podcast does that? The highest performer of the week?
Well, you know what? We're groundbreaking here. Yeah, this is what we do. Is he damn right? This is what you like. This is great. All right, so you went with Leonard Williams. Lofa went with Witherspoon. I'm going to go with Byron Murphy. No offensive players.
I think Lofa's right, though, about that in hindsight, that he's going to grab a little extra attention from the Cardinals off of what he's done the last 2 weeks. Let's let somebody else beat us, but not this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he should, right?
Yeah.
Guys, he's a menace, man. He's been playing great, and it's. I think it all kind of goes together, right? The play of Ernest Jones and what he's been able to do, and Tyrese Knight, and then just getting more comfortable in the defense, and then Leonard Williams has just been a stud. I mean, listen, I doubted Leonard Williams last year, and then in the offseason, I was like, he's a guy.
I mean, he was good, but not worth what you were paying him.
No, and so, but whatever. He's been great this year for sure. All right. We've gone from weed, football, beer. Now we go to gambling. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our handicapper show of record. It's our guy, TroyWins.com. He's with us right now. Hello, Troy. How are you? Once again in the car. Are we living in the car now, Troy?
No, God, no. We're not. It hasn't been that bad. Every once in a while that you get to these sports books, it's too loud in there. You try to find some privacy, some quiet, and then people just, like you said, drinking beer and hoot and holler, and even at 10:30 in the morning, you still
good
can't
for
find
them.
quiet.
Yeah, it's good for them. All right, Troy is with us every single Friday to go over the gambling picks for the weekend. He gives your his expert analysis, and then you're going to go to your local casino and go make the picks for yourself. Troy, though, for people who want to sign up, get involved, get your expert analysis, tell them all about TroyWins.com.
Yeah, good place to follow us is on Instagram. It's Troy West. The website is TroyWins.com. Guys, the book was published a couple days ago. Jim, I hope you got your copy, man. It's free on Kindle. The book is out. It's going to hit Barnes & Noble here in a couple of weeks. So make sure you get your copy, Jim, of The Winning Edge. It's actually a sports book, a sports betting book for dummies. So it's perfect.
So why'd you bring up my name for that?
Because you're dumb.
I'm hearing you pay out debts week in and week out, so I think you could use a copy of the book. It's free on Kindle right now. Free on Kindle, Jim. Do you have a Kindle?
No, I don't have a Kindle.
Your wife probably has one. Have her download
my kids might have one.
Okay.
No, your kids don't have a Kindle.
Hey, okay, so I am a betting dummy, but I thought I was smart last night, although I have a feeling that you being an expert in this field might say otherwise. I paid for half a point last night. I took the Lions, but I bought it at 3 instead of 3.5, so I felt good about a push. But would you say overall that's something that's good to do for gamblers or no?
In football, if the line's at 3 and I'm getting the dog, I'll always buy it to 3.5. It's 7. I'll always go up to 7.5. If it's 10, I'll go up to 10.5, vice versa. So, yes, it's worth buying the point, absolutely, when you're dealing with the 3, 6, 7s, and 10s. If the number's at 4 or 5, I typically don't buy a point, but I do think there's value to buying points.
Yeah, no one's got a Kindle. Derek's right. Who the fuck has a Kindle now?
My wife's got a Kindle.
So who's the dummy?
No, I'm just joking. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. You got the. When is it hitting Barnes & Noble? I love a good Barnes & Noble.
Couple weeks. It won't hit all of them, but I'm making sure it's in some of the local stores out here.
Hey, I'm giving you a hard time, Troy, but I think that's awesome, man. I've always wanted to write a book, and I never have, and so I have a lot of respect for people who do.
I appreciate
you got plenty of time on your hand. Write a book now. And I know what it's titled. It should be Living in White Bend.
No, I'm a little busy this afternoon. I got to restock my illegal betting account. So.
All right, let's get to the games. All right, let's go. Let's start. I'm going to start us off. We got a game tonight. Army against Tulane, and the Black Knights getting 5 against Tulane. Who do you like, Troy?
Yeah, Army was covering machines. They were 9-0 against the spread at one point this year. Obviously, they've gotten it kicked in. They did not look good against Notre Dame. But I like Army tonight. They're getting 5. They're going to be motivated as heck to get this game tonight. Tulane's looked good, but they've been up and down all year. I'll grab 5 points tonight with Army. I think it's a close football game, 31-28. I think Tulane probably wins this one, but I'll grab 5 points.
Mountain West Championship. I'm looking forward to this. 5 o'clock on the blue turf. UNLV getting 4 at Boise State.
Yeah, that one's interesting. I don't know if that was predetermined that game would be played in Boise, so I don't necessarily love that factor of it. But I do like UNLV. This team's playing really good football. All the pressure is on Boise State tonight. If they lose this game, likely out of the playoff. Give me UNLV. They're playing really good football. I think they'll have a rushing defense. It's going to be tough for Gentry tonight. Give me UNLV and the Rebels. And they cover this one. I think they might win the game.
An elimination game. I mean, the winner's going. Winner's going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's just awesome, man. That is you want to talk about stakes, man. Boise State, who's been playing great football, UNLV, who's lost them earlier this year, has got a chance to knock them out on their place and then go to the college football playoffs. All right, Arizona State and my favorite coach, Kenny Dillingham. Freaking guy's just a monster. Big 12 title game. Arizona State can be in the college football playoffs. They're favored by 2.5 over Matt Campbell and Iowa State. Who do you like?
Yeah, if you watch this team closely, this is not a fraudulent team. This Arizona State team can play. Their quarterback plays outstanding with Levitt. Obviously, we know about Scatabo, running back. They're starting to play better defense as well. I like Arizona State. That line's not big enough. 2.5's not enough. I think Arizona State gets the job done. It scares me a little bit. Iowa State's got some big boys up front. I don't know if Arizona State's going to be able to handle that, so I think this game will be close. But in the end, give me ASU 24-21. I'll take the Sun Devils.
The SEC championship game, I thought this was an interesting betting line. Texas is favored by 2.5 over Georgia, but we remember what Georgia did to Texas earlier this season. They basically manhandled them, and yet it looks like you like the Longhorns tonight, Troy.
I like the Longhorns a lot. I'm not naive. I was listening to a guy that does a great job with his breakdowns. You know, Georgia just played 8 overtimes. 8 overtimes. Let that sink in. That's a lot of football that they played last week against Georgia Tech. Texas looked outstanding against Texas A&M. Their defense is really starting to play good football. I think Sarkisian gets it done. I like Texas in a big way. They win this one handily, 31-17.
Okay, the Big Ten Championship. God, think about this. We got a former Pac-12 team in the Big Ten Championship, a former Pac-12 team in the Big 12 Championship. Yet the fucking conference doesn't exist anymore. Just so stupid. God, it's stupid. Penn State is getting 3.5 against the Duckies. What do you like?
This is one of those old go against the public. The public is all over Oregon in this game. I think the last I saw was about 84% is on Oregon. So give me Penn State plus the points. The public's wrong here. I think Penn State's a good football team. I think they're going to sneak into this one. I like Penn State to win the game outright, 31-28.
That's the name of Jim.
Troy, the public's always wrong.
Yeah, that's the name of Jim's book. The public is always wrong.
Always.
Until they're not.
Exactly.
I love you too, because you're always, the public's always wrong, but when the public's right, I never hear that the public was right.
True. That is true. The public has big weeks. Let's not deny it. The public has big weeks.
You like that, Jim? You going to take Penn State plus the points?
Oh, I don't know, because I'll be watching it with Kathy, my wife, and she's a Duck fan. Yeah. She went to Oregon. So, you know, when you do that, you got to just sit there silently rooting for the other team. So I don't know if I can handle that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got?
We'll be on the same side in the NFL action, though, on Sunday. And the game of the week, at least for the Seahawks fans, Seahawks against Arizona. Arizona favored by 2.5.
Yeah, you know, it's tough to beat a team twice. I like Arizona at home. Seattle looked great against them last time. They really made Kyler Murray look like the old Kyler Murray that wasn't very good. But I think Arizona bounces back. Seattle, man, they got away with one last week against the Jets. They had a lot of patching up to do. Give me the Cardinals at home, minus 2.5. I think they win this one, 24-20. I'll take the Cardinals.
Rams taking on the Bills. We could use some help here from the Bills. The Rams, 3.5. I was a little surprised by this, but whatever. They're getting 3.5. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm with you, Puck, and that's why I'm going with the Rams. I thought they'd be a bigger underdog in this game. They really don't have a true home field advantage. But I think this Buffalo team, after playing that snow game against San Francisco on Sunday night, now you got to go fly across the country into Los Angeles. Give me the Rams at home plus 3.5. It's going to be a shootout, but I think the Rams prevail in this one. They may lose by 3, but if you give me 3 and a hook, I'll take the Rams plus the points.
Okay. All right. What's your lock of the week?
My lock of the week, guys, I absolutely love this game. I'm going to go back to it. Give me Texas minus 2.5 in the SEC title game. All factors point to Texas here. I think they beat this Georgia team handily. Georgia's just been up and down. Carson Beck's not playing well. He's saying weird things in interviews. Give me Texas. They're dialed in right now.
How much will you personally bet on Texas?
I'll send you my ticket. I'll send you my ticket tomorrow.
Well, okay.
I don't know yet. I haven't gone to the I'll let you know first.
It's a personal question, but what the hell, bro? You're calling me a dummy. I'm going to go ahead and ask you a personal question.
Yeah.
I like Texas big. Get 5 dimes. 5 dimes Texas tomorrow.
Okay. All right, let's get to our dogs of the week. We started this a few weeks ago. We each pick a game that we haven't gone over yet, so make sure, keep that in mind. An underdog of the week. Troy, you're so far during the first couple of weeks, you're 2-0. Jim, 0-2, and I'm 1-1. All right, what is your dog of the week there, Troy?
Give me the Atlanta Falcons. They are getting 5.5 against the Minnesota Vikings. This is a recipe where everybody goes, oh my gosh, Kirk Cousins, 4 interceptions. The guy's a disaster. I love betting spots like that. He bounces back against the Minnesota team that really hasn't looked that good the last few weeks. I like Atlanta to cover. I think they could even win this game. They'll bounce back in a big way. Give me the Falcons plus 5.5 against the Vikings.
Jimbo, what do you got?
I love my dog of the week. This is the dog of the season. It's a lock dog. You guys are all going to scoff and go, how in the world can you take the Carolina Panthers?
Oh.
I'm taking Carolina plus 13 against the mighty Philadelphia Eagles. It's a classic letdown sandwich spot for the Eagles. It is. You look at it. So, I mean, everybody's like, oh, God, the Eagles are going to handle the Panthers. They faced the Ravens. They had a tough game last week. Next week, they're facing Pittsburgh. They got lowly Carolina coming in. But look at this Carolina team. God, I sound like Troy Wins here all of a sudden. They nearly beat Kansas City 2 weeks ago. And then last week, they lost in overtime to the Bucs. So they're on the incline a little bit here. Bryce Young's playing better, threw for almost 300 yards last week. So I love Carolina getting 13. I would advise all the listeners and viewers to bet it with both hands.
Okay. All right. He's playing better, right? He's playing better the last few weeks.
I don't hate that pick at all.
Yeah, playing better. All right, I'm going to go Sunday Night Football. Give me the Fighting Harbaughs plus 4 in Arrowhead. The Fighting Harbaugh. Hey, don't add me.
It's too obvious to go with the Chargers. Like, Kansas City's barely been winning.
It's an underdog, and there's not many left, you son of a bitch. Give me the Chargers plus 4 against
Did you have a hard time with coming up with that?
I did. Is that one or the Browns? I was going to go the Browns game. But give me the Chargers plus 4 there against the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, those are our dogs of the week. Troy's going with the Falcons plus 5.5 at Minnesota. Jim's going with the Panthers plus 13 against the Eagles, and I'm taking the Chargers plus 4 against the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, Troy, but before you leave and you go make some more bets, one more time, people want to sign up at TroyWins.com. What are they going to get?
Yeah, get to the Instagram, guys. It's Troy West, the website, TroyWins.com. We cover absolutely everything. We've got a great UFC card going tonight if you're into that. We'll have some great plays going for that. College football, we obviously got the conference championships going all weekend. We cover the NBA. College hoops is in full force. Hockey's in full force. We've got a nice little hockey run going, 7 in a row. Get to the website, TroyWins.com. I truly believe it's the best bargain in the industry, guys.
Appreciate it, Troy. Happy betting to you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Troy.
There he is. It's Troy West there on X and Instagram, and again, TroyWins.com. And again, Likes Army plus 5 against Tulane, UNLV plus 4 against Boise, the Sun Devils minus 2.5 against Iowa State, Texas minus 2.5 against Georgia, Penn State plus 3.5 against Oregon, Arizona minus 2.5 against the Hawks, Rams plus 3.5 against the Bills. And I'm not going to give you his lock of the week because you got to remember it, because at the end of the show, unless I forget, which I usually do, but I'm not going to forget this time, we're going to ask you what Troy's lock of the week is before I sign off today. And first one to send me a note on Twitter at Puck Sports. At Puck Sports. You got to send it at Puck Sports. What Troy Wins lock of the week was at the end of the show. You'll get a $25 free play to TroyWins.com. All right. We got two voicemails before we sign off, before you sign off and Chris Egan comes on. All right? Just two. They're okay. One's Ben Arbuckle and about Ben Arbuckle. The other one is a Nick Saban. We haven't had voicemails in a while, and again, we'll continue to do them, but send the voicemails in. Go to the website, pucksports.com. The phone number's up there in order to send us a voicemail. All right, you ready? Voicemail number one. Here we go.
Dickert being the architect of our defense.
I'll start it over for you. Okay? Let's start over.
Yeah, so with Dickert being the architect of our defense and having such horrible defensive numbers this year, and Arbuckle being the architect of our offense, and we're 9th in yards per game in the whole country, and we're 9th in points per game in the whole country, shouldn't we be trying to sign Arbuckle as our head coach for a fraction of the price?
Okay, so he wants to know, before we get to Saban, our next voicemail, should Arbuckle be the coach rather than Jake Dickert? What does Jim Moore say?
No, I would just completely dismiss that. Aren't you happy he's going to Oklahoma? You're not a big Arbuckle fan, are you? You don't like the air raid?
Yeah. I also do think there were some good things he did, though. I'm not going to just I'm not going to bash the guy on the way out. We do that as a fan base so damn much it annoys the hell out of me.
Why?
It really does.
We don't like it when people leave Pullman.
But it's so annoying. It's just, we are so over the top with it. We're the worst fan base in the world with it. We're the absolute worst. We shit on people.
I'm part of it.
We shit on people when they
Pullman? Huh?
Because they want better opportunities. And it's
I know
okay.
that, but I don't care. That's the greatest opportunity ever to give you a chance to work in Pullman, Washington, at Washington State University, to be a Coug for life.
But you didn't stay there for life?
No, I didn't.
Did you leave?
I did leave, yeah.
Okay, so then you're guilty. You didn't stay there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live in Pullman right now, honestly.
So he doesn't want to live
there.
Would you? No, he wants to move up the ladder.
God.
Stop crapping on these guys when they leave.
I get so sick of people always trying to climb the damn ladder. Call Bright Owl Lighting. They'll do it for you.
You climbed the ladder? First of all, this is why everyone
I didn't really climb any ladders. I stayed in my hometown.
This is why people, and I love you to death.
No, you don't.
So hypocritical.
If you loved me to death, you wouldn't rip me this hard. But go ahead.
But did you stay in Ketchikan?
No, I didn't stay in Ketchikan.
Okay, why?
Because it rained 140 inches a year there.
And because you got what? An opportunity to go where?
I went to the Anchorage Daily News after that.
Okay, and then why didn't you stay in Anchorage?
Because I was trying to get home.
Where?
Seattle.
To go work where?
At the Seattle Post-Intelligencer.
Oh, so you wanted to...
That's my hometown.
Climb the ladder.
That was my hometown.
He wants to move up the coaching ranks. It's okay.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Do you hate Tony Bennett?
Kind of, yeah.
It's unbelievable. God, I just don't get people like you. I really don't. I don't get it.
No, I'm fine with Jake Dickert staying there as coach. I think he did a good job with the recruiting class. What do you think about Wayshawn Parker leaving?
Oh, I'm disappointed. I love Wayshawn Parker. He's a great running back. He should have he should have been a 1,300 yard back if we would have used him better.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gonna listen, man. They offered, he's getting offers, or I think he has an offer. Like he's in the portal and he'll sign. Whoever he signs with has been in communication with him for a while. You're talking $500,000.
Yeah, Parker seems like that's about what I was going to guess.
$500,000, and you had to go. So I get it. We were never going to compete with that. I think running back is it's like the NFL. You can find other running backs. It's the shelf life on those guys is not long, and I think they're going to have to spend all the resources on keeping the quarterback. There was a good sign today. Someone in the chat, Doug, I'll get to it. Good sign today. I don't know if it's everything, but John Mateer was at practice today for the first bowl practice. So what does that mean? I don't, whatever. It's a good news. I'll say that, but the portal doesn't officially open until Monday anyway. So
are you open Holiday or Las Vegas Bowl for us? And what do we need to have happen for it to be Las Vegas? Because they got cheap flights from Bend to Vegas, so I'm hoping it's Vegas.
Yeah, I read it today. It's
we need ASU to win, don't we? to get into the playoff.
Yes, ASU's got to get in, and then the pecking order follows.
Yeah.
So it's either Vegas or Holiday. Vegas probably. I think Vegas would be more fun.
I think so,
I actually Vegas, because I don't want them to play on that field again. No, and I love San Diego, but that field is horrendous.
We haven't played in the Las Vegas Bowl yet, have we?
Yeah, I'd take Vegas. Vegas would be more fun. Vegas, if there were Cougar fans on the fence about going, they're more apt to go to Vegas than they are to go to San Diego. Yeah. All right, last voicemail, Nick Saban.
Hey, Puckett and Moore, is it? This is Coach Saban calling. I just want to make sure that if that Cougar job opens up, you don't consider me because I'm on TV now and it's going real well. Miss Terry's happy. It's actually easy as shit. I got to be honest with you. It's I love it, and I still get to talk to everybody on the college football playoff committee because I know them all and I put them all there. And the Alabama Tide will always be in the college football playoffs, no matter if Kalen screws this up so badly that they have 4 to 5 losses a year. That's just how it's going to go.
You know what? I wonder, how many losses does it take for Alabama not to be in the college football playoff? 6? 7?
It's going to be under 500.
Do you think it's under 500? If they were 6-6, do you think they? I think if they were 6-6, there still would be Paul Feinbaum. Yeah, I mean, look at their schedule. Look who they've had to play, and I don't know. I think you've got to consider them. Yeah,
quality losses, all one-score losses.
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah.
Toughest conference.
They win all tiebreakers. They're Alabama.
Hey, Saban's awesome on game day, though. I wouldn't have thought that, but he is. He's been great on that show.
He has been great. All right, what are your? Are you playing Santa today or what? What do we got today?
No, not till Sunday. I told you I got to restock my betting account and send some money via MoneyGram and lie about that Spanish name that I'm going to be sending money to that I'm good friends with. And,
good.
Yeah,
what's the name?
I don't know. They give you some weird name, that you do a person to person.
I do like deposit. That you continue to send money to this site, even though that when you get paid out, you don't get paid out in money. You get paid out.
I don't get paid out very often, though. So
that's good. Yeah. All right, Jim's weekly appearance, or excuse me, 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, brought to you by Bright Owl Lighting. Let someone else set up your Christmas lights, and call Brian and contact Brian, Bright Owl Lighting, and go to their website, brightowllighting.com. I'll send you some video and pictures today when Brian's out here doing it.
Okay, that'd be great. Thanks for having me, Puck. Go Cougs.
All right, go Cougs. Spit it out. Have a great weekend. And we'll see Jim back there on Monday. All right, we wrap up every single Friday show. He's waiting, and he can't wait to get on. Ladies and gentlemen, from King 5 News, we end the week with sunshine, a little sports. I don't know where this conversation goes. We shall see. It's all brought to you by Fat Zach's Pizza. If you want some good pie, folks, head on over there to Fat Zach's Pizza. They got 3 locations in Sumner, Puyallup, South Hill, home of the original No Big Dill Pickle Pizza. You can also book one of their 3 food trucks for catering, birthday parties, graduations, and corporate events. Fat Zach's Pizza on Facebook, Instagram, and, of course, always up at fatzachspizza.com. There he is, Chris Egan. He's in the he's got the very Northwest look today. You can follow Chris on X and Instagram at Chris Egan 5, and of course all of his work up at king5.com. Hello, sir.
Puck, I don't watch a lot of TV shows, but I'm addicted to Yellowstone. I think we've talked about that many times. I've been watching it from the first show on, and now we're nearing the end of the run. And
what do we think? What do we think, though? What do we think of this year?
I'm loving this season, Puck.
Really?
I'm enjoying this season. Huh. And when I get into the season, I'm full out flannel, camouflage. You'll see me I'll act like I'm a cowboy. I'm really not.
You actually look like one of the Duttons.
I actually asked my wife if I could rent a horse for the final 2 episodes, just to have one in the backyard. I heard, you there say maybe so on this season. I think it's a great season. We're not getting off, on just wild tandems of, Casey out in a tent, on drugs. It's just, we're focused. So there's a lot that needs to happen on these final 2 seasons. So we'll see.
Well, how many episodes do we have left? I'm
think
behind.
2, just 2 left for myself.
Okay.
So I've been watching that, and for some reason I'm still, living like I'm a junior high kid. So I watch Cobra Kai as well, and I'm enjoying that one. But I do want to just echo off of Jim Moore's sponsorship. And what I love about our show, Puck, is that we kind of try to teach people out there, learn from Puck and Egan's mistakes in life. And this is how you can get better in life. 3 years ago, my wife said, you know what, let's pay to have somebody put the lights up. And I was very upset about this. I'm like, I've been doing this my whole life. Why wouldn't I?
It's a shot at your manhood.
It really is. Yeah. But I'm telling you what, Puck, it is the best money you can spend. I don't even she says, you want to have, and I'm like, yes, please bring him back, bring his crew back. It is the best money you can spend to have somebody come and put your lights up. Number one, they're going to do a better job because they're professionals at it. Professional light people are just better than you and I. We try it once a year, and we're trying all these different lights, putting things in different outlets, and things are blowing up. So, number one, it just looks better. Number two, it takes time. It takes a full day to put lights up if you're not a professional. So, you've wasted a whole full day with the family at work. So, there's that. There's time. And number three, which should be number one, is just health and safety. I mean, When you hit two bills, and you're going up a ladder, you don't move so well. So, why not pay for the young bucks to come to your house and put the lights up? So I say this, if you are listening to this podcast and you're going back and forth on whether you should throw down a couple $100 to have your lights put up, don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Absolute no-brainer. There's just some things that there's a lot of things I'm not good at. That is one of them. I'm just not good at it. I don't like doing it. And if I can pay somebody to do it, okay, fine.
Why wouldn't you? And by the way, happy birthday to you, my friend. And I know you celebrate. I was thinking about that, your birthday yesterday, because I was out and about, and I was like, it'd be nice if we got invited to Puckett's birthday party. But, I'm thinking, then my wife's like, his mom's not throwing a party at the house. It's not.
There's no party. There's nothing going on.
And I miss those days, Puck. And I was thinking, do you have a favorite birthday when you look back, or a favorite birthday gift when you were a kid?
Ooh, God, that's a great question.
I was thinking that. And when I was like 11 or 12, my parents ended up having a just gigantic party at our house. And we had like an Olympic Games. And we had like 16 events from basketball. There was a mile run we had, and
that's great.
I mean, there was a marbles contest, and it was the greatest birthday party all the way up until the presents. And we get to, I'm getting all these great gifts like, He-Man figures and, just all this stuff. The last gift I got, I can still remember this. Like, I feel like maybe I should go to therapy on this one. The last gift, and this is all my buddies, we're talking everyone you have.
Yeah.
And it's my neighbor, Pat. I love him to death. A longtime T-Birds fan, a longtime fan of Jason Puckett and Jim Moore. Good old Pat has got the last gift for me, and he's so excited to give me this gift. And I open it up. I can still see myself on the rocking chair in the living room, opening it up. And it was a pair of Aquaman underoos. And
it was.
And the whole place just lost it. Everybody's these are 12 and 13-year-olds. Yeah. That's a private gift. You get underoos in your own private, not in front of all your buddies.
I don't know what relationship you and Pat had going on.
Oh, my God. For the rest of the year, people go, Aquaman, underoos.
Yeah. Do you still have them, by the way?
I do not have them. Yeah. No, I don't even think I was so upset that day. I think I was in tears. But
that was a big deal back then, with the themed underwear or the themed pajamas. Remember?
PJs.
PJs, the Superman, the Batman. That was a big deal. I don't know if that's such a big deal now, but that was a huge deal. I don't have one that sticks out. I remember one. I must have been, I don't know, 10, maybe going to go see Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, wow.
Something like that.
That's strong.
You're right. I mean, we should, as adults, I'm going to do that next year for the Big 5-0. Dip it back into let's have a sleepover.
Yeah.
The sleepover
why not? Watch a movie.
Party.
Let's go rent a VHS, get some popcorn going, get some stuffed crust pizza.
That would actually be pretty cool. Like if you got like an old school VHS player and a video and did like all old school, hook up the Tecmo Bowl, play a little Tecmo.
Yeah, and the wife and her friends want to be upstairs having wine, and making fun of us, then go be it.
And then at midnight we sneak out.
Yeah, and we go to Taco Bell. We walk down there. I don't know. I'm up for it.
Egg some cars.
Oh,
you can't do that stuff anymore, though. There's no way kids could do that stuff anymore.
Toilet paper a house?
No, because people are on edge now.
Yeah, you can't toilet paper a house.
Do that anymore.
You don't see houses toilet papered anymore, do you?
No, man.
Yeah.
Because people, they come out with a gun, man. That's a highly advised against that. Your kids ever sneak out? Did you ever catch them sneaking out or no?
No, I think I put enough fear in all three of them that they don't sneak out. So, they had some. I think they had some moments where they were going somewhere and maybe they ended up elsewhere. And I'm going to say this: it is tough being a kid nowadays because. You got those things on your phones. Where you at?
Well, you get tracked.
And then when you turn it off, that's like a full red alert, like something's gone wrong.
She turned it off. Call her right now, Chris. Find her.
I just feel bad for these kids. You and I, we could go anywhere. We could be in the tire swing, looking at magazines for a while.
We could lie. You're telling mom and dad, I'm going to go over to Pat's house. I'll see you in a little while. But you're not going to Pat's house. You're going to Stephanie Taylor's house to go make out in the basement.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where you were going. You're going to go tongue Stephanie Taylor for 25 minutes with a hot tongue.
Oh, man. You said that name, and I'm like, was that?
Jesus, was that one of them?
We had an auction at work the other day for Home Team Harvest, and one of the prizes was 2 passes to Wild Waves. And I literally was bidding on it, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not 18. I'm not going to go to Wild Waves.
That actually might be kind of a fun. Do that for your birthday. Wild Waves, a little. Do we still have Enchanted Park?
Yes, Enchanted Park is still there. Yeah.
Are they they're one and the same now, right?
Yeah, I think you get a pass and you can go to both. They actually have, Puck, a pretty good roller coaster there.
At Enchanted Park, do they?
Yeah. They have one of the original small roller coasters, which my brother got ran over when he was in high school. He was a worker there. He was an elf. And he got they dressed up as elves. Just a true story. And there was a piece of trash on the track, Puck, and he went out to pick up the trash, and his shoestrings got caught in the railroad or the roller coaster track, and the front roller coaster went over his leg. It was not a pretty moment in Mike Egan history.
Let's set up our perfect, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old birthday party that we could redo as adults.
Okay.
And I'm just going to spitball here. One, I would like to do it on a Saturday night. I would like to I'm trying to think of a VHS movie that I would like to play.
I would think of the one where and I don't know why I'm blanking on
Stand By Me?
No, I'm blanking on the name where the Russians take over the small town of Spokane.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn's your perfect 12-year-old movie.
Red Dawn, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect movie. We go Red Dawn, maybe Last Starfighter.
Yep, I like that. I think that's good. Good.
It's got to be on a Saturday because then I want to watch Saturday night's main event, WWF.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there would be wrestling at the party as well.
Oh, there's going to be wrestling.
You would
later.
set up a ring.
Yeah,
we're gonna have nowadays
a Nintendo's hooked up.
Nintendo's hooked up on big screens. I think you go with 2 Costco sheet cakes.
No. You got to remember, we got to think back to when we were 12.
So Costco wasn't around then?
Well, they were, but it wasn't what it is now.
Okay, all right.
Baskin and Robbins ice cream cake.
Okay, yep. Good work.
Okay,
good work.
A couple of pizzas from Shakey's with some Mojos.
Yep, and you might as well go with a bucket of KFC because KFC was just coming along then.
And I'm going to find it. 4, is it 2 liter? 1 liters of Jolt.
Jolt, yes, but you also need Jolt, but you need Fanta Orange, Fanta Grape, Fanta Orange.
Okay.
You need those. Oh my gosh. Now and laters. You need endless amounts of now and laters.
This is perfect.
Yeah, I think why don't we do this? I mean,
and then the wives are going to be at another house. So
let's not even have them there.
But then late night will be. Now we'll be communicating, but we've got to text them now. Hey, you guys want to meet up? You guys going to go to the park?
No, we don't text them. Crank calls.
Prank, God, yes. Yes.
Prank calls.
And then knock on the door. We knock on the door and run. And then we're going to TP their house. And then we'll all meet in the basement where it's going to be a lot of kissing and heavy petting.
Maybe we do this as a charity. We'll call it the Puck Egan birthday party. You get to come.
We'll set it up for you.
20 people can come to us, the ultimate 80s birthday party. And maybe I'll host it. And,
great.
we'll charge a certain amount. We'll give the money to charity. I'm going to have to get the wife to approve this one. She probably is not going to. But I think there's a Tecmo Bowl championship all night long. RBI baseball.
RBI baseball. Yep. Hold on. Let me write it down. RBI.
Puck, I'm going to just throw it out there. On the counter. Maybe it comes out later in the night. Elle McPherson Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition.
Oh, and then you get into debate: Elle McPherson or Kathy Ireland.
Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and say
always
Kathy
go Elle
Ireland.
McPherson.
I'm Kathy Ireland. I love Kathy Ireland. I think she's number one in my book. But
Elle McPherson. And then Doug's right, little ding dong ditch.
Oh yeah. And you might as well at that point get all the hostess, ding dongs, cupcakes, some Twinkies.
No, he's talking about knocking on doors.
Oh, knocking on doors.
Knocking on doors. No, we can get the ding dongs, but yeah. Okay. Jeff's Elle McPherson all the way.
I'm a Kathy Ireland fan. I mean, I know what Jeff's
That was a great
about.
cover. That was the cover. Hold on, I'm going to find it. Is that the cover
with green swimsuit or black?
The green one, and I think isn't she being sprayed with water?
Possibly, yes.
This is so perfect.
This was one of the greatest. Yeah, I mean, I think this was 8th or 7th grade too, and this is when you would take it and then put it up in your locker at school. I mean, here's another.
Of course, I put it up in my room.
Kids don't have lockers anymore. I mean, it's just sad. They don't. They aren't able to.
This is the one. Hold on, I found it. No, dude, so many. She was on the cover a lot. Hold on,
now you're going to have to counter my point with a Kathy Ireland. I think maybe
that is Kathy Ireland.
Oh, that's right Kathy. Okay,
she reigns in Spain. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yep. Now you were thinking of Elle McPherson too. Now that's your favorite.
Well, Elle McPherson. How about that one? That's an iconic one right there too.
Whatever happened to Kathy Ireland?
I don't know. It's a great call, Chris. I'm not quite sure. Hold on, Elle McPherson. She was okay. This is the one I remember. That's the one.
Yep,
Come on, everyone that is in our age group knows that cover from Sports Illustrated. That's the one.
If you didn't have that up at your locker in junior high, I'm sorry. Yeah,
buddy, that is the one right there.
That's the
one that everybody's like, Elle McPherson in.
Yeah.
In.
That was the one Barbie Egan would try to run down on the mailbox to try to get to it before I would, but did not work.
Do they still do it?
I think they ruined it by making it like 300 pages. Yeah, and then it got a little. Yeah, I mean those were the. So Puck, here's an interesting thing. Okay, we have our party. We invite our podcast friends to this ultimate party. You got
this is a great business idea.
Uncle Jim Moore's there. If we could pay to have one 80s sitcom actor join us that night for the birthday party, who would we bring in? And are we bringing in? Are we bringing in the gang from Saved by the Bell?
That's 90s.
That's 90s. Okay, so that's a little later. So we need to go back to the 80s.
We're bringing in Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah.
Silver spoons.
Simple, right?
Yeah, with Alfonso Ribeiro, his buddy.
I mean, what kid didn't want a railroad track in their house growing up?
Who didn't want a bed that was a race? It was a freaking race car.
It was the ultimate. Yeah, he lived a good life.
Oh, hold on. I know what else we're adding to this party.
Okay.
We're never going to follow through with this, but if we did, this would be ultimate.
Why wouldn't we though? I'm like, you know what? Time is short. I don't know why we don't do this.
Okay, we're gonna go out. We're gonna go out. You're right. We're gonna go out the street. We're gonna play.
Before I forget, wiffle ball, right?
Okay, wiffle ball. I was gonna say a game of street tag, a street 2-hand touch.
Okay. Okay, that's
maybe
good.
a Flyers up, but inside the house, we got to set up the old Nerf hoop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nerf, yep, 100%. And then, what I love about Nerf hoop is you like fake dribble.
Because he can never.
And somebody like travel. I'm like, how do you know I was traveling?
I don't know. No, it's a foul. Oh, God.
I would have been so much better of a high school basketball player if I didn't spend like
the dribble
8 hours a day playing Nerf hoops. I remember my dad would be like, you know what, we got a court out back. You may want to shoot out there.
It's not Nerf hoops.
Not hurt. Yeah.
I got another sneaky game that's just for us. It goes back to, it's an old computer, but I think it was on the Atari. Jordan versus Bird. That's going to be in the rotation too.
That was a computer game. Yeah.
Jordan versus Bird was a great game. Great game.
You know what? That would be kind of cool to have one of the first computers, and you got to log on and put the little disc in there. Yeah, that would be. And somebody as a gift, Puck, for a gift, I think I'm going to get you the underwater Sony Walkman, the yellow one. I remember when that first came out.
Are you kidding me? I forgot about the underwater
Sony
Walkman. Are you kidding me? This one? Hold on. I know the one you're talking about.
And when somebody, I remember, I think it was Kai Malding was the first to get one in our class.
That one right there?
Yes. And I remember he had one.
Look
and
at that thing.
He brought it with him on the ski bus, and people were like, Kai is a millionaire. Do you see he's got the Sony Walkman?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think both of his parents are teachers, and they're like, no, man, he's a millionaire. He has the underwater Sony Walkman. Oh, look at that beauty.
Oh, my God. People just don't understand.
Oh,
They just don't. They don't. And then, as a party, because like everyone's got to get a parting gift now.
Yeah.
Right?
So we would give them an underwater Sony Walkman.
Or.
Okay.
Sir.
Well, here's the other thing. A Swatch
watch.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Watch.
Now we get into, another crucial part of this birthday party is attire.
Well.
I mean, and there's, we're in the 80s, later 80s. Are we, are we wearing breezing jackets?
Remember Genera?
If we're going to go out, kind of dress it up a little bit, you're going to go Genera.
We're talking about. Yeah.
Little OP. Maybe somebody brings in some OP corduroy shorts.
Look at the crew, the Genera crew neck.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I had a buddy, Puck. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the guy wore a lot of Genera. His parents went all in, and he was kind of the ladies' man at the
Genera was the spot. All right. Well, guys, we've stumbled upon something, and the beauty of this, we've gone 20 minutes talking about this, but this is what is what you and I like.
This is what we love to do, and I mean, yes, it's a big weekend. You've got the high school state playoffs
starts tonight, man. Can't wait.
Up, and we did the podcast, you and I, with John and Todd. And in that first podcast, you said, "Who do you think is going to win the 4A?" And not to toot my horn, but at that point, I picked the Sumner Spartans. I like their coach. I like their discipline. I like just kind of the way they play. They don't have any like mega superstars, but they just have a lot of talent. And here they are. They've made it all the way into the finals, taking on a very good Camas team.
Mm-hmm.
I just, with this, I think Coach Ross, his team is used to these big game environments, and I think they're still my pick to win it. So I'm going with Sumner over Camas in the 3A. You asked 5 weeks ago, who do I like? And I said, I don't know how you take out a Bellevue team when you have linemen like they do.
So big.
They're just loaded with so much talent on that line, and they're just going to keep wearing you out. And give credit to Roosevelt. They gave him a game for a half.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you're a high school kid, you got to go up against these big kids for another half, and they just keep pounding you and pounding you. So as much as I love Monty and what he does at O'Day, and they have some weapons, and they had an incredible win over Eastside Catholic.
It's great.
I just don't know how you compete with that size at
Are you going to be there tonight?
I am.
Stadium?
No, I'm anchor,ing, so I'm not going to be. Are you going to be calling one of the games, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm going to calling tonight's game, the 3A state title game, on the NFHS network.
Hey, can you help me out? Is it Leo or Leo Bancaro? Get an update on that one.
Oh,
for me
Leo.
there. Leo. I've been
Leo.
calling him Leo, and then I heard somebody on another station say Leo, and I'm like, I don't think it's Princess Leo.
Well, I asked Monty. He said Leo. So
well, then I trust Monty. And you know what, Monty,
who's on the verge of history? For people who don't know, Monty Kohler's been coaching for 40 years. One more win, and he'll tie Sid Otten's record there at Tumwater tonight.
Absolutely impressive, and to do that in the league, he's done it. I mean, so Day is a private school. Yes, they've got some pretty good players that have come there through the years, but I mean, he is first class all the way, and you can go back and we've been working with him at King 5 for a long time, and he's always been so inviting to come out to practices. And
great, they both are. Michael Knipe at Bellevue is great too. I mean,
Michael Knipe took over that program, and he's a Bellevue kid, went to the University of Washington, was an offensive lineman there at the UW, and he's done a phenomenal job too. And you got Warren Moon's kid, Riken Moon. You got Mad Max Jones. So you got a lot of good running backs. But when you have that offensive line like they do, I think the edge may go to them a little bit in that game. But it's going to be fun listening to you. Where do I listen to you, Puck, tonight?
You can watch it on the NFHS network.
Okay.
Through the WIA. So if you just go to the WIA website, you'll see it there, but also the link on the NFHSnetwork.com. Go there, and all the games will start at 7 o'clock.
Going to be a fun one there. And then
Anacortes Tumwater.
Anacortes Tumwater. I think Tumwater may be one of the greatest put-together high school teams that we have seen, at least when you start looking at the scores they've had this year. I mean, they have just blown out everyone that they have played. So we'll see if Anacortes can find Anacortes. They're the defending champs.
Yep.
They're that great story of this team that 10 years ago couldn't win a game, and here they are playing for a second state title. So it's another David Goliath battle there. And then the Royal Knights going for another time. I mean, they're just absolutely impressive. So what do all these teams have, Puck? Great coaches behind them. So I mean, really, honestly, every one of these teams has somebody that's put a lot of time and commitment into these gentlemen, and they've surrounded themselves with great coaches as well. So
that's going to be a fun game. I'm gonna try to go down there early. That's a 3:00 game, the 1A game tonight over at Husky Stadium. It's Royal and Seton Catholic, and the quarterback for Seton Catholic is Jason Gesser's kid.
Oh,
how about that one? I think he's a coach too. I don't know if he's the head coach, but
he's Well, say hello to him down there for me tonight. Yeah,
and
good luck.
And then tomorrow on the 2B, you got Okanagan and Napavine. I love it. And then the 1B, which is tonight. Oh, it's already happened. It was earlier today. They started at 11 a.m.
Okay.
We have our first champion in the 1B
Who do we got? Give it.
Championship with 14-8 victory today. Wilbur Creston Keller. Over Liberty Christian out of Richland, 14-8. So congratulations to Wilbur Creston Keller, the 1B state champions.
Is that a 3-city parade then? Do they go through all 3 cities for that parade?
They never went. Yeah,
they'll start. The big question: where do they start? Do you start in Wilbur or going to start in Creston?
I don't know. It's Rochambeau. Well, congratulations to everybody. And then
fun.
For you, I mean, this is a labor of love because it's it wraps up just a crazy. Few months for you of jumping around to all these games.
Well, it was a fun year, and it was a lot of great stuff. And it will wrap up tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, the 4A game. And I honestly think, Puck, you're going to have a good one in that 3. I think the 4A is going to be. I think it could come down to a final play. I think it's all the year is going to end on a very exciting note. Whether it's the paper makers or the Spartans celebrating, we'll have to wait and see. But I think it's going to be a fantastic. And once again, kudos. They get a lot of crap, Puck. They get a lot of crap, the WIAA, from parents, from people like, wish they would have done this, that. Everybody complains. But 2 years in a row now, they found a way to get this thing at Husky Stadium, and I tribute to them. Well done. I think it's fun for the kids. Yes, is the place not going to look filled? No, it's not going to look filled at all. But for these kids to get to a state title game, to play at Husky Stadium, it means a lot. It's just, I'm sorry. It's when you play your whole season in a stadium and you go to Sparks Stadium for a state championship game, it just doesn't have that feeling. They're playing at Husky Stadium. I think it's cool.
And I love it. It's better for me because it's closer. There's part of me that always does miss the Tacoma Dome, bitching about having to drive all the way down there and all of it. But that's great. I think for these kids, it's fantastic to finish their season playing at that stadium. All right. We'll enjoy your weekend. We'll be watching you on TV, and then we'll talk to you next week, and we'll get a full recap of all the games.
Hey, good luck on the call tonight.
Thank you.
I'll be listening to you, buddy. And then, let's get this birthday party going. I think this thing could be big. I think
we've got it all. We've got it all set up. The Egan Puckett Christmas party extravaganza. Thanks,
I think
Chris.
we call it the Puckett Egan by the Power of Grade School 80s themed Kathy Ireland, Elle McPherson party.
That's a little wordy. Okay. Let's work on the title. Work on the title. See you, dude.
Love you.
Chris Egan from King 5, weekly appearance brought to you by Fat Zach's Pizza, 3 locations in Sumner, Puyallup, South Hill. Home of the original No Big Deal Pickle Pizza. Book one of their 3 food trucks, catering, birthday parties, graduations, corporate events. Find them at Fat Zach's Pizza on Facebook and on Instagram, fatzachspizza.com. The entire episode with Chris Egan will be up on YouTube. When you're there, please subscribe. Tell everyone to subscribe there as well, and listen to it on your favorite podcast platform, Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts. And, of course, always up at pucksports.com. Remember, I know people listen to this and watch this later. We go live every day at 10 a.m. on YouTube. Puck Sports is the YouTube channel. Also on X. Follow that on Puck Sports. And please download the Puck Sports mobile app. You can listen to us on the move, on the go. iOS and Android. Puck Sports mobile app is available to listen to the shows live, which we start at 10 a.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. All right. Hey, What the Puck is brought to you by our good friends there at Restoration One. Because Restoration One, folks, is going to take care of you when damages like in the stress of water, fire, and mold damages affect your property and your restoration services. They're going to take care of you for any of those issues. So give them a call. Make them the first call when those damages hit your property, whether it's a commercial or residential, 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com. Remember, the North Seattle franchise. All right, but I don't want to forget this. You can text me, hit me up on Twitter, at Puck Sports. Troy's lock of the week was, hit me up on Twitter, at Puck Sports. And first one in is going to get a $25 play at troywins.com. Troy, at the end of every segment with us, every Friday, gives his lock of the week. What was his lock of the week for this week? First one to send it to me via X, Puck Sports, will get the free $25 play. All right. Again, Hey, What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One, there of North Seattle. My quick Hey, What the Puck is this. For all the parents and the kids and everyone tonight heading over to Husky Stadium and then heading over to Husky Stadium tomorrow, enjoy it, soak it up, soak it in. For the kids, many of you, almost all of you, it's the last bus ride. It's the last time in a locker room. It's the last time to hear your coach talk. It's the last time to be with your teammates and your buddies and your friends, and you've been doing this all summer long, and now it concludes this weekend. It's the best. Many of us who played sports remember that last game, and soak it all in, because you never get it back. You never get that moment back. You never get that feeling back, win or lose. It's some of the greatest years that you'll ever have, as many of us were just, little high school athletes back in the day, whether you played or not played. And then for the parents, I'm going to start going through it here, soon. But for the parents, and I've talked to many, many parents that have, watched their son or daughter for the last time compete. All the times you've driven them to practice, and all the times late night they get home and they're hungry and you feed them and you complain about it. It's all worth it. It's all worth it. So even for yourself, mom and dad, pat yourself on the back tonight when you're going over there to watch your son play for the very last time, because you were a huge part of it there as well. And it's probably going to be pretty emotional watching your son take the field for the very last time. So take it all in. It's some of the best years that we ever go through. All right, that's it for Hey What the Puck. Again, brought to you by Restoration One in North Seattle. Your restoration company lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. Locally owned and operated. Make them your first call, 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com. The entire show, again, up on YouTube as we podcast everything. Tell everyone, subscribe there, up on YouTube. The podcast platforms to listen to the show, Apple, Spotify, and, of course, always up at pucksports.com. A reminder for those listening later, watching later, we go live every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11:30, but it really is now going to about 11:45 now. And so we go live every day if you want to catch the live show. Also, please sign up and join the Pucks Posse community membership. Click on the QR code on your screen, or go to pucksports.com. If you want access to all of my content, don't want to miss a thing, you got to become a full member. Members will get full access and all VIP content. Sign up, pucksports.com. You can also go to patreon.com/pucksports. $5 a month. It's nothing. $54 for a year, all VIP content. All right. That's it for us. Everybody enjoy your weekend. Good luck again to all the teams that are playing for the final time. We'll be on the call. I'll be on the call tonight. If you want to watch it, NFHS Network tonight. Number 1, Bellevue. Number 2, O'Day. We'll have the call starting at 7 o'clock. Really looking forward to it. Love high school football and love calling games over there and love calling those games with those two storied programs. So good luck to all. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on Monday. And as always, we promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for?
We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!